Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, we're going to be talking about my not to do list. And so, you're like creating to do lists, right? It's important that you have a to do list of the tasks that you're going to do, but it's also really important that you know what you're not going to do, what you're going to waste time on, the things that maybe you're like, oh, I should be doing this, right? So I'm going to go through my not to do list. And I feel like this could be like an hour long easily, but I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because we don't need to go through like everything, but I want to just give you like an overview of what this could look like. Okay. So my not to do list, things that I don't do, checking email and social first thing in the morning. Let me know. Do you check email and social first thing in the morning? It's just kind of like your habit of I'm going to reach for my phone, I'm going to check email, I'm going to check social, and you're in that habit of doing it. I'm telling you, one of the things. So we're actually just we just wrapped up our retreat for our students that are in our program Activate and soon to become the Impact Partnership. So as we wrapped up that event, we were looking at um, like our Asana board, basically like our whole project management system. And we're looking at all the things that our team does. And like, so for example, when we host a webinar, when we're doing a launch or basically anything that, is going on in our business. And I'm like, okay, so this is what Michelle does. This is what Ariana does. This is what Lizzie does. This is what Tara does, like on and on. And I'm like, what did I do? Like in this entire process, what did I do? And they're like, you showed up and you pushed play. And I was like, yes, exactly. So there's like a million things that you could be doing in your business. But the most important thing is to figure out what are the things that only you can do and focus your attention on that. That's how you're going to grow quickly. If you spend all of your time and attention on small, little tasks, like $10 an hour tasks, you're not going to grow. And what I see a lot of times people they're like, they don't know how to outsource it. Or they're hiding in the smaller tasks because they're afraid to like actually put themselves out there. There's a lot of reasons you could be doing this, or you're like, I can't afford to outsource it, when in reality you're just keeping yourself stuck and playing small. Figure it out. Just figure it out. So you could be like hiring an intern from a local college. Like you can figure it out. I know some of our students, it's like, hey, I have a teenager, I'm going to pay my teenager a little bit, and that becomes like whole tax incentive. We won't get into that. So in my not to do list, so I say no to checking email and social first thing. It just is like a small discipline that can become a habit. And so what I do to combat doing that, because it's really easy to like, if your phone is right next to your bed when you wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, it's so tempting. So how can you remove the temptation? So for me, I charge my phone in my office. And that way, when I wake up in the morning, I have my routine. I don't come into my office. Like I have to go through like I'm going through the Bible in a year, the 1 year Bible. So I'm going through that. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm going in my prayer closet. I'm doing my red light therapy. Like I'm doing these things before I check my phone. So set up those parameters for yourself. It's just like, boundaries, right? Otherwise, it's so easy to be like, oh, it's right there. It's just tempting, right? Other things that I say no to, I say that I don't do, my not to do list, saying yes immediately. And this is a habit that I've had to kind of break myself of wanting to. This is like the problem. I just want to help everybody. And so when someone asks me something, I'm like, I want to say yes to everybody because I'm like, let's help the whole wide world. But I am but one human, and I have to be focused on what's my greater vision, what's my bigger impact that I can do. And since my work hours are so limited, I'm working 20 hours a week. I cannot say yes to every single summit or every single interview that comes through. And so, it like hurts my heart because I want to say yes to every single person, but we had to start saying no. So like on my not to do list, I have to say no to some things. And my team actually is the one that says no because I'm not the one going into those emails. um that's like a whole thing that I had to like shift my mindset of, okay, my family's my number one priority. And so that means I have to say yes to them first, which means I have to say no to some things in my business so I can really focus on the things that matter the most. Okay. Other things that are on my not to do list. So we talked about like low value tasks or low priority tasks. So this could look like me actually going in and doing my Pinterest account, right? Or me going in and creating graphics for stuff that's coming up, or me going in and processing payments, or like letting clients know, or responding to emails from, potential clients, or whatever that looks like. So I'm looking at what are the low value tasks, low value priorities. How could I have someone on the team take that so I can focus on my zone of genius of being the visionary for the company and focusing on what only I can do. Okay. So I want you to be thinking of what are you doing currently that's low value, low priority? Could you have someone on your team do that? Other things that's on my not to do list. So it's kind of like, what don't I do? I don't wait for the perfect opportunity. When I have the idea, I'm like, let's execute. This is idea. This is vision. I bring it to my team. I'm like, all right, we're going to do a challenge. This is the date. And I'm going to tell you, let me tell you, I do this all the time. Anytime you see anything that's going on in my business, it's usually I have the idea and we move. Okay. So I go from idea to execution really quickly without knowing all the little all the little details in between. So it was like we had our idea for the France retreat. By the way, go to rachelandgome.com/FFF. Spots are starting to fill up, and we're going to be in France in April, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. But I had the idea, and I was like, Tiffany, we should do this together. So me and my friend Tiffany we're leading our retreat in France together. As we're creating everything, do we have every single little detail planned out? Do we know exactly to the T of what our itinerary is going to be or anything? No, you have to have the vision and then you start executing and then you figure it out on the way. What I see so often is everyone's like, I have to have every single little duck in a row before I actually execute. No, like just start moving, get positive momentum. And then, like, as we have our students enroll and people like, oh, they got their hotel booked, oh, they got their flight booked, our butts on the line to make sure this is going to be an epic experience for people. So now we're like, all right, now we get to really like figure out all the little details in between and actually hire someone and have I have someone on the ground, my good friend Jenny, that's going to be supporting with all the little details. So I don't get stuck in the weeds. Okay. So I want you to be thinking of, am I hesitating? Am I waiting too long to actually take action? And am I waiting for all the little details before I actually move forward? Oh, I can get real fired up about this. Take a deep breath. Okay. Other things that are on my not to do list. So I don't follow my competitors or other people that are in my space. I used to. And what becomes really tempting is like shiny object syndrome of, ooh, they're doing this, or ooh, they're talking about this. And then you get curious. And then what ends up happening is you start to like subconsciously take on their message. And I want my message to be mine. I want it to be unique. Like I want it to be the thing, like God's giving me the message. I'm like, let's go. So some of the things that I did, I'm like, I'm unfollowing people, or I'm not scrolling on Instagram, checking out what they're doing, because I want to make sure my message is mine and it's unique. Okay. So my not to do list, I'm not following competitors. Okay. Other things on my not to do list, I'm not working 24/7. So you got to figure out like, when are your boundaries? When are you not working? And set up those boundaries for yourself, which I'll be talking about more in our challenge that is coming up. So we're actually hosting a challenge next week. It's how to 5x your profit and joy while working less. And so if you have not registered for that yet, go to challengewithrachel.com/5x. I'll be diving in deeper into all of this stuff of how to actually, 5x your profit while prioritizing your family and prioritizing yourself and your health and your sanity. Because you can create, like, we've been able to build $1 million company while I'm working 20 hours a week or less. So if you have not registered for that yet, make sure you do. Challengewithrachel.com/5x. And I would love to know, what is on your not to do list? Do you have one yet? Here's an example of something that like might not happen. So I got an invitation to go to like a movie premiere in Hollywood in like 2 weeks from now. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to say yes, because I have to very strategically weigh the pros and cons of, do I say yes and go, or do I say no? Because I know that my time is expensive. Days are expensive. So I have to look at, is the benefit of me going worth the 2 days that it's going to take, since I have to go from Florida to California. So that's going to take 2 days out of my life, 2 days away from my kids. So I didn't say yet. Like that, he asked me, I was like, that's interesting. I need more details before I say yes. Like I really need to know, is this going to be is it going to be worth the 2 days that I would have to take away from my family? Right. And so just looking at, Is this going to be like a heck yes? If it's not a heck yes, then it needs to be a no for now. Okay. All right. I'm going to go for a walk. It is a beautiful day in Orlando. So I'm going to go get some sunshine. If you have not yet, right now, go register for the challenge, challengewithrachel.com/5X. I will see you there. I hope you have a great day and we'll talk soon. Bye.